My name is Henry Gracie, and I'm a third-generation Jiu-Jitsu instructor in the legendary Gracie family. Today, we're talking about self-defense the Gracie way. Now, another very common situation is you're mounted on top of the subject here, and unfortunately, you aren't able to hold them down for whatever reason. You get on top, you forget your hooks, you did not study your Gracie University lessons this week, whatever is fuzzy, the information, he pushes me off, and you lose position. So you were on top initially, now you're on the bottom of the fight. Now, if you do not know Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, what's gonna happen here? This person here, what are they gonna try to do probably? Try to get up. Because if you don't know Jiu-Jitsu, you don't know how to remain calm on your back. So you start to sit up. The problem is, look, boom, 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 boom. Avalanche of punches coming down at your face. So this is so common. Look at YouTube, look at street fights, and what do you notice? Everyone who lands on their back, they have no sense of distance management, and they're so eager to sit up, but they're literally running into an avalanche of punches. So their desire to get out is why they're not gonna get out safely and unbeaten. So, based on that logic, what are we gonna do? In a fight, whoever manages the distance manages the damage that can be done. Check it out. The way I manage the distance standing up in the clinch that we already showed you, we can also manage it on the ground from the guard. This is called the guard. Feet are crossed around his body, and right away, I lock Alex up and I pull him in. Head control, arm control. It's called punch block series, stage 1. Now, if Alex remains close in this posture, my feet are crossed and I'm holding him tight. The guard is the secret weapon of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. It's why I can be on the bottom and not get beat up. You notice how I'm not trying to get up? In fact, I'm trying to keep him down. Now, from here, punch me with this hand. No, it can't because I got him wrapped. Punch me with the other hand. He can't reach because his head is being pulled that way. Now, what he might try to do is bring his hand inside and push away. And if I don't know what to do, push away, push away, push away, push away, push away, boom, knockout. So watch this. When he swims, I swim. That was too fast. I'll slow it down. When he swims, I swim. And now his hand is back trapped out. When he swims on this side, bring this hand in, I switch hands on the head, and I swim over here as well. It's called Punch Block Series Stage 1. Now, you might be asking, rotate me back. You might be asking, Henry, what if the guy tries to punch me in the body over here? Boom, rib shots. Over here he can't because I got his arm trapped. But if he goes for the rib shots over here, go ahead. Watch what I do. I fill the space. Look, he's creating distance. It frees. If I don't fill the space over here, then guess what? He's gonna use it against me. So when his arm goes back, watch what I do. My knee comes in and my hand hooks his tricep. This is called stage 1.5. Then he pulls the other arm away. Stage 2, look, I'm connecting here, move, move, move. Look, he can't reach my face. And the more he leans forward, the more I let him back in. That's called stage 2. Now, what if instead of pulling the body punch, he slips his head out and he sits up so quickly? Freeze. That's distance. If I don't manage the distance, that means guess what? I don't manage the damage. So right when he sits up, instead of saying, oh man, how can I get him back down and him punch me in the face? Stage 3. Look, knees up, hands up. Now, my torso and thighs are longer than his arm. He can't reach. So from here, the more Alex reaches, the more I'm ready to close the book and lock him back up in stage 1. Got it? So for each distance, we have a different measure of protection. If he stands up, I'm holding him. Oh man, he gets away. Boom, feet on the hips. Stage 4. Now both feet are here. He's swinging wildly. I protect my face, and I lower him back in, elevator style. Bring the leg press, drop him down, and wrap him up. So what does this mean? From the bottom of the fight, if you know how to manage the distance, you can avoid the dangerous knockout blows. And most importantly, throughout all of this, what's he wasting?
Energy.
Energy. And what am I preserving?
Energy.
Wrong.
Energy.
Energy. So we lock it up right here. One more time. Stage 2. He pulls the body shot. I fill it in. Go. Movement. My knees come in. I connect. He sits up. Sit up. If he goes to 3, I respect. I close the book. If he stands up, I stay close. My feet on the hips. Manage the distance. Whoa, let him go. Bring him in. Protect the face. So the idea is you can be on the bottom of the fight, totally calm, managing all these strikes, protecting your face if you understand distance management. Eventually, what's he going to do? Oh, man, I'm tired. And then at that point, guess what? Drop the elbow in the pocket, foot on the ground, hip out, knee inside. Retract the leg, cross your feet, hip up, pull the arm across, bite the neck, lock it up, squeeze the legs. 6 seconds, he's unconscious. It's called the triangle choke, my friends. You may recognize it from the final match in UFC 4, Royce Gracie versus Dan Severn, one of the most famous UFC chokes of all time. definitely the triangle choke that put Gracie Jiu-Jitsu on the map. One more time. From stage 1, control. If you want to get your leg over his neck and choke him once he's exhausted, remember, we have to wait till he tires out, right? The right move at the wrong time is the wrong move. Once he's tired, the beast is tired, then it's time. Watch. Number 1, switch hands on the head, drop the elbow in the pocket. 1, 2, foot on the ground, hip out, knee inside, bite the back, control the tricep. And from here, very casually, it's called opening the book. Open the book. Now bring your leg through, cross your legs. My feet are crossed around his neck. This is called triangle setup. The party has started, but it's not nearly over yet. Look, maybe from here, it's elbow strike or a distraction to get his hands up. Use the hands to swipe it across. At this point, hold the head, foot on the hip, little wiggle back, make the thigh vertical, big bite, grab, lock, full lock up. From here, just my legs alone. Compression of the thigh, calf, and knees. Look, 6 seconds, he's unconscious. He's not dead. He's just unconscious temporarily. And at that point, you let him go. He shakes a little bit. You wake him back up. And guess what? No permanent damage, no bruises, no evidence. He's safe. He's been neutralized. The threat is controlled. And at the end of the day, he learned his lesson. Not to pick a fight with me. But he didn't have to get his face brutalized to learn that lesson. Alex, anything else they need to know about distance management, control concepts, techniques, or what jiu-jitsu can do for them in their lives overall?
Overall, it's be amazing for you. You know, as far as distance management, Henry explained it very well, that 2 arms distance is safe, closest is safe, but what happens in the middle is the most dangerous part. So you have to learn and believe in yourself to go from point A to point B and stay close. Now, the more angry the bad guy is, the more accessible he is to be tipped over. And if you land on top, you control it. And man, when you're on top of something, when someone's on top of you that knows how to use their hips, it's very devastating. And if you are, I would say lucky for the bad guy to throw the good guy off and you're in the bottom, it's even more devastating because you're trying to punch him, they can't connect you, they're not getting what they want, and then once they tire out, they're still on top of you. Outside looking in, they're winning. But in reality, you're still staying calm and relaxed, and you could possibly finish it with a submission, reversal, and just walk away without hurting
if
the
you
bad guy.
submit him. But remember, if nobody wins the fight, you won, especially if the opponent is bigger, heavier, and stronger than you are. So when it comes to learning self-defense or a martial art, the general consensus is you train for 5, 10 years, you get a black belt, and then you're ready to defend yourself in a worst-case scenario. What's crazy is that couldn't be further from the truth when it comes to jiu-jitsu. And the reason is, with other martial arts where you're literally adhering to the accepted fighting distance of society, which is you stand in front of each other, you trade punches and kicks until someone gets knocked out. If you adhere to that strategy, it makes sense because you're playing the same game that the entire world is playing, and somebody who does not know any martial arts can stand in front of you and throw some wild punches and kicks and get lucky with a knockout blow. But when the fight hits the ground, you don't accidentally triangle choke someone, right? You don't get lucky with an armbar. You either know it or you don't. So with jiu-jitsu, we completely violate the generally accepted, rules of fighting in the sense that we don't just stand there and trade blows with someone. Instead, we manage the distance. We're all the way out, frustrating our opponent, or we're all the way in, suffocating them with closeness and clinch. We take the fight to the ground. We let them flop. We let them exhaust. And like my brother Hidon says, the same way you can drown in the ocean, you can drown in a street fight when you don't know what to do on the ground. So your opponent goes crazy, they're burning energy. Even if you get on the bottom of the fight, worst case scenario, you're still managing the distance, controlling your opponent. They exhaust, and then eventually they make a mistake. And what's crazy is their mistake is your opportunity. They don't know that when they grab your throat, you can do an armbar. When they try to headbutt you, you can do a guillotine. When they try to kick you, you can do a leg lock. You have so many options based on the predetermined indicators and assault behaviors of the standard street fight punk. It's crazy, you guys. In as little as 6 months, 36 techniques. Gracie Combatives is the absolute minimal you need to become effective enough at dealing with the most common threat scenarios to be able to defend yourself against a larger, more athletic opponent. Gracie Combatives is taught here at the Gracie Academy in Torrance, and we have over 100 certified training centers all over the world that teach this program. You can show up, you can do group classes, you can do private classes, and if you live out in the middle of nowhere, contact the Gracie Academy here in Torrance, contact headquarters, and we'll send an instructor to you to teach you at your house. The bottom line is you don't want to live another day without knowing 36 techniques that could save you or save your family, because every man should know how to protect himself and his loved ones. Much respect. Alex, thank you. You guys, I'm telling you, try jiu-jitsu, and if you think you're too old, out of shape, unathletic to do this, you're wrong. That may be true for every other martial art, but you're the perfect candidate for Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. We'd love to see you on the mat, and under one condition, we'll share with you all of our secrets. Make sure that when you catch us in a chokehold, you let go and we tap out. Much respect, you guys.